we've got technical assistance for many years. It has worked in many respects, but then there's still some aspects in which it hasn't solved our problems. So how do we go about getting a way to completely and holistically solve our health financing problems, or find a new approach to doing that? And the new approach was to recognize that there is a lot of expertise on the continent. And what was important was that in addition to providing technical assistance to the various countries in Africa, there was also need to maximize these expertise that we saw was available. Coaching really is about helping people to perform better by looking at specific deliverables that they have to give and working with them to actually find a way to deliver these technical outputs. And so we work with people to find out where are the shortcomings in their knowledge and abilities technically, and to fill these gaps. What you are supposed to do as a coach is to add value to what they have and to make it possible for those tasks that are considered critical to be performed very well. Now, certainly what you've done in the past comes to bear. It has a lot of importance, but also what you have to do is to be able to point to resources that makes the assignment possible to do in the best way. Secondly, I guess maybe if you ask me about coaching and how to be successful, you might also be asking me how to be successful as a mentor. And as a mentor, the one thing that has to be done is to first understand the mentee, understand their long-term development needs, and make it possible for them to be able to actually stand on their own to resolve issues. And this is where previous experiences come in, this is where direction come in, and this is where looking at every step that has been taken and coming back to evaluate how effective the approach was also comes to play. And so I would say, don't come with any preconceived ideas, both as a coach and as a mentor. Come understand the coachee or the mentee, understand the context, and certainly see where your experiences as well as your knowledge of where resources that will help these individuals or these groups to be successful.
During the time in my task force, I was the chair of the business processing reengineering committee. And it is really that committee that is coming up with ways of how to re-engineer NHIF, because that's the heartbeat of what will make NHIF work. And my first interesting experience with him was his subtleness, his approach to things. He introduced himself as a mentor, and every time we'd have meetings, he would come in very reliably, never late, sit there very quietly observing and taking note of what was going on. He'd only speak when he'd probably realized that we are veering into areas or into a certain way that we have not taken cognizance of something. And he'd never point out and say, you're going the wrong direction or you're doing this wrongly. His approach would always be, in a very subtle way, have you considered this? Have you looked at this? And then pull back completely and watch us debate and deliberate on that. And I thought that was very interesting, because whenever he'd do that, our minds would open and we'd realize, actually, we never thought about that. And without him saying, you've not thought about that. And then throw it back to us to think. And I thought that approach was very interesting, very interesting.